And we're back. Welcome back, guys. This is ESL 1 Katowice 2018, powered by Intel. This is the closed qualifiers for the South American region. Showtime versus paiN Gaming. paiN Gaming taking game number 1 with a very efficient Death Prophet Spectre combo coming out here. But I'm your caster, Moxie. I'm joined with Forge, and looks like the draft's already underway. There will be absolutely no Omni Knight and no Earth Spirit. It appears I've lost Forge. Oh, goodness. But we do have a couple stand-ins today. We've got Leo Style over on the side of paiN Gaming and Tomato. Showtime is one of the Opens team that we have seen before. They are actually Bolivian, which is pretty neat because we were talking about that, saying that a lot of these teams tend to be Brazilian or Peruvian, so it's kind of neat to see other parts of South America represented here in the qualifiers. I'd be interested to see if they allow the Tusk pickup for paiN again. That seemed like it did an awful lot of work, and I don't think they really want to see that again coming out from paiN Gaming, but we will see. And it looks like Showtime's not 100% sure what they want to go with here. We've only really seen them in the Opens in terms of what they play. And they've done some really interesting drafts before. I believe one of their Opens draft, there wasn't a lot of info, unfortunately, because we didn't have screens for everything. But they did run, Tusk, Clinks, Rubik, Bat, TA kind of setup. And the Clinks went 24-7 in that particular game. So not sure if we'll see that. But they do ban out Tusk, and I think that's a really smart decision. Just did way too much work in game number 1 here against them. They might have been hoping to pick it up for themselves, and that's why they left it in the pool, but got picked up by paiN pretty fast. So we'll not be seeing that hero. Still do have a Shadow Shaman, though, available in the pool. That's another support that is popular. paiN used it in game number 1. Has a really, really good harass with the base damage being so high. Lots of good lockdown with Shackles and the Hex, and then, of course, you've got the pushing capability and the teamfight power of using your wards. So it'll be interesting to see if that's another thing that they pick up. No Elder Titan, so it looks like paiN might be considering grabbing something with high agi. And the Night Stalker going to get taken out. I don't think that's something that they've run before, but Night Stalker is just so good, being able to provide a lot of nighttime vision and putting a lot of pressure down on those squishier supports during the first night cycle, and also on the mid laner.
Hello, Moxie.
Hello, Forge?
Hey!
What's happening? I can barely hear you.
I don't know. I'm trying to mess around with my microphone right now, and I'm not sure what's going on, but I mean, everything on my side says that I should be getting picked up, but I guess you can't hear me.
I can hear you now, but you're really, really quiet.
Okay, I'm gonna fiddle with some stuff, and hopefully I can get this working. Sorry about this, everybody.
It's all right. They're listening to me prattle on. I'm sure they're loving this. Anyways, we've got the Sand King ban as well here. That has been something that paiN Gaming's been playing recently. Usually as a position 4. And they actually pick up the Shadow Shaman for themselves on Showtime. I think that's pretty smart. That's one of the most hotly contested support picks, I think. I saw a lot of this, yesterday during the qualifiers that we covered. And saw quite a bit of it, I think, as well at Captain's Draft, even though, you don't have the full hero pool, but whenever there was a Shadow Shaman, he was generally picked up. So, again, very powerful support right now. I think the other really powerful supports tend to be something like the Wyvern has been popular, although with the rework on her Q, not as good for the lane harass and the ganking capability. But then we do see the Bane pick up on the side of paiN. That's pretty popular. Followed up with a Tiny. And Tiny, again, seen a lot of this hero as he's been reworked with his tree. I think it's really adorable when you see him level 1 grabbing his tree, because he is absolutely, like his namesake. He's very, very tiny. And he looks so very, very happy. But the bane gonna be really nice. I've seen, I think it's Mad Kings likes this bane quite a bit, and they'll send him mid with whoever is going mid there. They throw out the Nightmare, they throw out the Enfeeble, and just kiss your ability to do last hitting away. You're just constantly gonna get harassed. So it still leaves open a bit here. A Slardar pickup for the side of Showtime. I'm not sure. I don't think that's something we've seen them pick up quite yet during these games. But that'll be nice if you can get that Shadow Shaman there fast enough so that the Shackles follow up with a Slithering Crush, or vice versa, because Slardar, has the sprint, will be able to move a bit faster. Should be able to perform some nice initiation ganks and whatnot. Razor going to get taken out here as well on the side of paiN. I'm wondering if they're thinking of, they've got the Tiny already. I don't know if it's too greedy if they go for something like a Dusa as well. That tends to be one of those heroes that counters Dusa really nicely, being able to take away a lot of damage. And I think that's something they've played rather recently. Also, Razor, just a nice flexible option. Can really run him in any lane that you want. You could run him in the safe lane, you run him mid, even in the off lane. He does pretty well. So, I don't think they want to deal with that. The Quap actually going to get banned out here, followed up by the OD. It seems like paiN knows exactly what they want to try to do, especially based off of these bans that they're throwing out, and they're just not taking much time to lay their cards on the table, so to speak. So we've got the position 5 for both teams here with the Bane and the Shadow Shaman. Slardar could be run as a 3, most likely going to be run as a 4 on the side of Showtime. And yeah, they ban out Dusa. I think that's a good call here because they banned out Razor, who's supposed to be, fairly good at taking away most of your damage. You've got the OD, who can slowly eat away at that mana shield. I think that was a good call coming out from the side of Showtime. So let's see what they pick up here. If they're going to go... I kind of would like to see their 4 support. But they'll actually grab the Abaddon here in the off lane. The only thing I'm a little concerned about right now, looking at paiN's draft, is they don't have a whole heck of a lot of initiation. You've got Toss that can get in there. You've got Bane, if you can get a nice Fiend's Grip or a Nightmare, but nothing that's really quite as fast as, a Blink Slardar or a Blink Shadow Shaman, so... I think that's something they need to keep in mind. So if we've got an Abaddon on the 3, Tiny on the 1.
Weaver.
Well, they grab a Weaver too from the side of Showtime. It's going to be pretty hard to pin down. They've got fairly decent lockdown though in terms of having the Bane throughout the Nightmare. To pop Lincolns, you've got the Fiend's Grip. But again, they're probably going to need some more initiation to catch that little tricky bug there. Could go for something like a Puck. But I don't know if they really want to send that mid. Because I think, again, the Abaddon's going to be run in the 3 position. But they could shift it over to 4 if necessary. They are able to be a bit more flexible with that. Taking a look at some of paiN's former drafts here. Also, let's see. The SK was banned out. Could possibly go for a position for Rubik, but I don't really like a lot of the spells that are on the table right now. I don't think they really want to run that. Tusk was already removed. Just way too much work was done by Tusk in game number 1. So Showtime made sure that they removed that. Not sure what I'd like to see here. And I did pick out kind of a surprise pick at the last second for game number 1 with that Spectre. They'll go with the Clockwork, though. That's a
Hello?
good... Oh, there you are.
All right, I have literally no idea what changed. All I did was do, I guess, the old IT. Have you tried turning it on again? And now I'm back. So I did have to reboot the computer. I'm just gonna be loading back into the game, and it should be back shortly.
Perfect. I'm sure they're tired of hearing me ramble and try to theory craft these drafts here.
That's okay. The brains of the operation are on the way, Moxie.
See, that just seems rude now, implying that I don't have any brains. Jeez, Forge.
No, it's not. I'm not saying you don't have any. I'm just saying that's
Forge
why I'm
Dota
here.
is an ass and we won't be working with him again. The puck gets picked up, though, on the side of Showtime, and I like this. That's more initiation coming out from them, and a nice silence as well. So just got to see. I like the clockwork pickup for paiN. I think that's a good choice. Going to be able to really mess around with a lot of the heroes, and then also, of course, be able to provide more initiation. So we've got clockwork here as the 4 bane. So they need a mid still on the side of paiN. And I do think they were looking at the Dusa. Darkseer is going to get banned, though, from Showtime. They don't want to see any of that. Let's see. What do they want for this last pick, then? Quap's already been removed from the pool. OD, Razor's out. Could go for something like a Death Prophet again and really just go push heavy. Let's see.
For paiN? Death Prophet could be okay. Let's see, what's banned? Deuce is banned. TA's banned. Something like the Mirana could be decent too. They have
that
decent
gives them more initiation if Clockwork can get the cogs off, or the Nightmare. Do a little bit of that cheese.
Nightmare into Arrow with the puck would be really strong. Pretty hard to kind of phase shift out of that. Good solid lockdown. Gives them some kind of like, it's a little bit weak against the Slardar, but you just grab like a Manta style and purge that off. And the mana break is really, really strong. You have some magic burst against the DK, so it's decent. I think Mirana is one of the better mids left in the pool. You could do something weird like the Invoker, but I think
they grabbed the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I didn't realize he actually hadn't been banned out yet. Shadow Fiend a lot stronger. Matches up really, really nicely against the Dragonite because you just have so much burst damage to get through that armor. And with the new stacking raises now, you can actually pretty easily solo kill a Dragonite if he's not careful.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday with some of our games. I think, was it the Mad Kings that were running Shadow Fiend?
I believe so, yes.
Someone was running that, and they were facing off against something actually ridiculous, going for ganks. And the nice thing too about Shadow Fiend is that if he starts to get behind at all in lane, he can just go into the jungle up a couple camps, and he stays on power with the other hero pretty easily. But we're back with game number 2, guys.
Oh, I just remembered I gotta fix my open mic because that was one of the settings I did fiddle around with.
Oh yeah, make sure that that's open.
Hello, Dota TV, I'm back. Pretty sure they heard me swear once or twice while I was trying to figure it out.
That happens. As long as it wasn't too colorful, I think we're okay here.
No Newfie curses, just regular stuff.
Don't even know what that means. Crazy Canadian stuff.
We have no courier to look at, Moxie.
Yeah,
we haven't bought the courier yet. No, we have Shagbark, but there's no courier.
Oh, they don't have their noble donkey yet. Steed. Still sitting in the, Okay, there he goes. He deploys it. I was about to say, Shadow Shaman's going to get all the way over to that rune spot, and then he's going to have to deploy the courier. Oh, they're already going for the cogs here, trying to help Leo style out in advance.
Oh, this is such... I didn't even realize that this was an option. Yeah, the taunts even come out from King RD. They can just sit here and do this.
I think Duster wasn't sure what was happening. Duster actually has 2 denies already. I think he was hitting the same one too many times here, but definitely going to give the advantage to Leo style, being able to have 6 souls to start off with. I'm not sure if they'll go for one other cogs here. Looks like they're thinking about it.
They'll probably go for one more. They'll sacrifice the runes, which is a little unfortunate, but they're also like invading very hard on Showtime.
The ping's coming out again. Yeah, I feel like the Radiant's like, man, we went through all this effort to grab ourselves a smoke. There's no one even here. What's going on?
And
Bad definitely realizing he's going to get harassed heavily in this lane has already started off with 10 tangos.
Yeah, 10 tangos and a salve. It's good, solid regen. I mean, with against a hero that has 74 base damage, you kind of have to do that.
They're still going with these cogs. I love this. Got 11 souls on Shadow Fiend now.
He just has such bad base damage that it helps so much. Especially against... It looks like they're going to do an offlane DK in the mid Puck. And Puck has incredibly high base damage. 66 plus the 2 from the Fairy Fire. Hitting very, very hard. So this this early Souls cheese is definitely gonna help Leo Styles lane a lot.
Absolutely. Has a really nice block here as well. Creeps over up onto its high ground. And F is coming forward here, trying to just, you know, throw out a little bit of harass. Again, we get the standard 2v2 mid. Nice cogs coming out from King RD. Gonna be able to burn up some of that mana. A little bit of a taunt coming out. I love the clockwork taunt. I think it's so cute.
The robot dance.
I love it. Crush coming over, though, onto him. We'll be able to put some more damage out. And just constantly... I would love to see just all the taunts coming out here in mid. How triggering is that if you're a mid player?
I mean, I usually play mid Kunkka, who has his own magnificent taunt. So
bottom. That was really, really close here. Tavo was very, very close to dying and being the first blood. With the shackles coming out from Legend. But we'll use the solve. We'll be absolutely fine.
He went for level 1 Miscoil just so he could pull the wave in the offlane kind of aggressive manner. But this means he has no curse and no... Aphotic shield to work with. He is probably going to grab the shield now, so he should be a bit tankier, but level 1 Miscoil is not really what you want to grab as an Abaddon.
Otherwise, pretty quiet for the most part right now. Checking with our top lane here. Looks like a bit of a dive coming out from Tomato. He's got his eyes over here onto this DK. I'm going to try to mess with him as much as possible.
I mean, Tiny just has such high base damage that even after Breathe Fire reductions, he's still hitting for about as much as the Dragon Knight. So, and then you have the Quelling Blade on top. So, I mean, Tiny's going to be able to just very easily out CS the Dragon Knight. 1 and 2 for him versus the 9 and 5 of the Tiny. Dragon Knight's going to be able to stay in the lane, not really going to be able to get zoned out by Tiny, but the farm is definitely going to be a little lackluster. And Tavo's having a really good lane, bottom lane, and, you know, kind of contrast to that. 7 and 2 for him. Almost the same CS as the Weaver. Level 3 already. He's having a very good time in this bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like Dragon Knight trying to contest this pull as much as possible, but we'll just get harassed here by the Bane. Brainstab coming out. He's managed to get that last creep before he's able to quite grab it. And there's the follow-up coming out from Tomato now. We'll be able to get a toss-up into the air. Probably not enough damage to take him down here. Does have Avalanche if necessary as well.
But might go for Avatos
yeah,
here.
they'll grab the tree and just throw out a little bit more damage.
He's got to be careful. If he gets... If one more creep had died there, he gets his level 4 now. He could have gone for the Avatos combo. And maybe Dragon Knight has to be worried here.
I think you still need the Bane to be there with Brain Sap and such, but...
Yeah. Mid lane, though, this Puck is having a very tough time. That early kind of Souls advantage that Shadow Fiend had has led to a 16 and 22 deny. I mean, those are skewed a little bit, but still, I don't think he walked into lane with more than like 10 souls. So that's still like a 16 and 10 Shadow Fiend to the 7 and 3 of the Puck.
Like a little bit of a conga line going out here. King RD comes forward. He's looking to use those cogs to try to push them back, burn some more mana. He's doing a pretty good job, both of these supports, like zoning, because Slardar has to get very close and personal, and you've got that Clockwork standing nearby ready to jump in and intercede if necessary.
Yeah, and it's dangerous as Slardar to get that close to a Shadow Fiend, because you can very easily just get triple raised down if you're not careful.
Absolutely. A little bit of a nightmare sleepy time for Slardar. There's the Clockwork. He's got a haste rune. He's going really fast. This should be a kill over onto Dragon Knight, followed up with the cogs here. It looks like he's going to be able to be first blood, but looks like they're going to get an immediate retribution kill over onto Tiny, and I think that works out just a little bit better here for the side of Showtime. While this is all going down, we see that the Puck gets taken down over in mid. So everyone's ready to murder here.
Yeah, it looks like just a good old double raise into just massive amounts of right-click damage from the Shadow Fiend. He's hitting for about 100 damage right now. And I mean, Puck hits hard, 77, but that Shadow Fiend with the raise combo now is just so strong.
Bit of the toss combo right into, oh man, alley-oop, right into those cogs. Beautiful play here coming out from Tiny, and with the help of this Clockwork, he'll take down the Dragon Knight again.
Yeah, this does leave Leo Style alone mid lane, though. They might go for a kill here, but looks like the ward did spot out the Shadow Shaman, so Leo Style's going to be fine. And Tavo in this bottom lane is starting to struggle a little bit now. but still getting his levels, still very happy.
Yeah,
I'm
seems
curious
like
if
Weaver's getting pretty close here. He's got the treads queued up, almost hitting the level 6 as well. Currently leading in CS 32 and 15. It's like Legend's trying to do as much zoning out as he can over onto Tavo, like you said. Pretty calm bottom lane though for the most part after that first gank of tempo on him. Be able to jump forward, just Shadow Shaman not very fast. Isn't going to quite be able to get there, and they do get the denial off over onto that creep as well using that Miscoil.
Yeah, once he gets his level 6, Tavo will be able to contest a lot heavier. For now, he's just pretty much resigned to farming with Miscoil and spamming out a Photic Shield on himself. It's one of the reasons we haven't really seen Abaddon lately, is he's very abusable in lane as long as you play around the Photic Shield. And right now, this Weaver is just kind of getting as much out of this lane as he could possibly want.
Big avalanche tossed back again into the cogs. This is some cheesy stuff here for it. Still giving chase. Dragon Knight's in a lot of trouble here. One more hit. He does go ahead. He pops that wand, but not enough. And they still get their eyes over onto Yafets. Will throw a tree at him. And Tavo actually going to get taken down. Immediately Clock going to TP to the bot lane, but it's just a little too late, unfortunately.
It's still worth it, though. For Clockwork to TP down, he's going to get some solo XP, close in on the hook shot. But the fact that Weaver is getting these kills in the bottom lane is definitely going to be problematic, because Weaver is, I mean, they don't have super great lockdown for him. It's like hook shot, cogs push back, and then they have to hope that Duster is nearby with Fiend's Grip into Nightmare, and they have lots of stuns. Like 4 out of 5 of the Radiant heroes have stuns to interrupt Fiend's Grip, so it's not like Fiend's Grip is going to be this like super hard to deal with spell either. I'm a little worried about how out of control this Weaver could get.
Looks like we're back to the classic 2v2 mid. And Slider gonna make his way over here onto the high ground. Leo Style should be able to just walk away. No problem.
Just does so much damage now. He's like 2 levels ahead of the puck. Anytime he brings his hand up to right click, there's a phase shift immediately, getting ready to like orb away from the puck. Just has to play very careful. Bottom lane though, Tavo.
Yeah, they're watching over here on Tavo. They'll be able to get the Shikuchi. TP is coming out. They just need maybe 1 or 2 more clicks. He does have his level 6 though. We'll be able to go ahead and time-lapse himself back. Turning back in. Still wants to go after Tavo, but that shield should be able to absorb a lot of damage here. Clockwork standing nearby. This could be very bad for Weaver. He might have overestimated this here as he fights against King RD. And we'll be able to throw a little shield on. Still, it's going to be able to get that kill. Oh, he's sitting so low. 20 HP. Meanwhile, over in mid, Yafet's able to get the kill over onto Leo Style, and they'll be able to get a kill over onto paiN as well.
Huge kills there for the Radiant. I mean, getting the Shadow Fiend is pretty big. The fact that it was the Clockwork instead of the Abaddon is nice, but it's still delaying Clockwork's timing, and the fact that they didn't get that kill on Weaver is absolutely massive. All he has to do now is get the salve out, and he should be just fine. He's actually going to go Shrine.
Couple pings coming out here on the Slider. Not exactly sure why here. But they group up, they go for a smoke play, and it looks like they want to put some more pressure over onto Leo Style. Weaver actually making a joining in the gank. Interesting. It's not usual that we see the safe laner ganking the mid. Happens occasionally. It's pretty hilarious when it happens. Dream Coil gets used though. Leo Style now is in a lot of trouble. There's going to be the Slithering Crush, followed up with the Shackles from the Shadow Shaman. 1 more hit, and they're going to give it to their Weaver. So definitely worthwhile for him to make his way over to mid here. And he's got that Blightstone, going to be able to apply that debuff to the tower.
Yeah, that tower is dead. And they Tavo went to TP in, realized it was way too late, canceled it. So he's going to have to just run to mid now.
And they do find themselves in a bad in here. He's got his ultimate, though. I think they realize that this is probably going to be not successful, ganking this guy here.
Clockwork making some nice stacks. Does not get the double stack off, though. Just a single stack. It was a good attempt from King RD, though. He uses the Rocket Flare to try and pull the creep wave.
You see a bit of lane shifts going on here. Tomato's made his way over to mid. Looks like Shadow Fiend gonna take these stacks that Clockwork has set up for him. And DK now in the top lane. Oh man, bottom lane though. We do lose Tavo yet again. Nightmare coming out over onto Yafets here. Will be transferred over onto Legend.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where, I mean, they just stun stacked so well. And Tomato mid lane going in on Saga.
Yeah, they use the Dream Coil and they actually snap. So need to be very careful. They do have the Illusory Root and the Waning Rift if they want to use it. Could be a nice kill for them. Tiny coming around the corner here. Will get silenced out. They'll throw out quite a bit of harass. Gonna be able to walk himself away though. Illusory Orb coming up. He really wants us though. Use the Requiem of Souls. Turn themselves around. Try to get this kill over onto Puck. Well, all this is... Oh, the creeps! The creeps almost took down Tomato. Did you see that?
That was really close.
Almost denied by those creeps. But yeah, they actually are able to get the kill over onto the Weaver down here in the bot lane. Did King RD have help on that, or was it just the hook shot?
I was not watching. I would assume that he had help, probably from like the paiN, who's also kind of floating around the bottom. Yeah, they used Fiend's Grip.
Okay.
Because there's no way that hookshot was enough.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think they need a little bit more damage.
Yeah,
Ooh,
they had
Tavo's ultimate is already down. This could be really bad for him. They're going to be able to go ahead throughout the Aphotic Shield. Turn themselves around. Dragon Tail comes out. They'll have the Clockwork TPing in. Could get some really nice cogs here. We'll be able to take down the Abaddon though. Cogs come out, pushes them out though, instead of grabbing them underneath the tower and holding them in place. So nice rotation, but unfortunately not what they wanted out of that, I'm pretty sure. Bottom lane, Tiny getting harassed by the Weaver. Gotta take that pesky bug off of him. We'll be able to maybe burst him down. They'll be able to go use the time lapse. Tomato's still got his eyes on him. We'll be able to grab himself the bounty rune and just limp himself out. Top lane, more fighting going on. The Hex comes out over onto King RD and they'll be able to take him down.
Yeah, they just have so many stuns that like even with like a Aphotic Shield, they've been able to stun stack really well. And they just have so many different ways that to like come in and chain you down. Whoever initiates, you can't just take it as like cheap harass at this point. You have to assume that somebody nearby is going to be coming and running in.
There's a big skirmish going on here top. They want to go again. Dragon Form gets popped. They'll turn themselves around. Looks like they're going to use the Serpent Wards and give chase, though. Look at this poor Shadow Shaman running for his life. They need maybe one more hit. Meanwhile, though, we're going to lose the DK. And can they get this courier? Oh, they're trying really hard about it. Just not quite fast enough to be able to take it down. But nice rotations coming out from the side of paiN here as they are able to clean up the Shadow Shaman and the DK.
They're going to lose their mid T1 for this, though. And that is way more valuable than this offlane tower. Offlane tower doesn't really protect too much. Like, you still have access to the shrines. This mid T1, though.
Oh, the hookshot comes in, though, from the Clockwork. He grabs himself a Slardar, and that battery assault is just so annoying. We'll be able to throw this paiN over as well. Duster coming forward. They get the Dream Coil off. They need one more hit. The trio will actually be able to clean up, and they'll get the kill on Shadow Shaman as well. And looks like our Dragon Knight going to take a little bit of a nap here. Tomato waiting here. It does have the toss. Throws him back. Tries to get into the cogs. Not going to be able to quite connect here. Dragon Tail coming out again. Earn Charge will be able to be placed on him, but looks like Dragon Knight will live to fight another day.
It's almost an ultra kill for the Tiny. That's really scary. Good Dragon Tail from DK, though. Make sure he stays alive. And
yeah, that was kind of close. If he was caught in those cogs, I think that would have been a huge problem for him.
Yeah, the one thing that is really good about this, though, is that Weaver is just absolutely massive at this point. 7,500 net worth on him already. He's got Diffusal Blade. He's got his level 10 talent.
They should be able to put a shield over onto Duster, keep him alive here, although it looks like they'll get the kill over onto the Slardar, and they grab the Weaver, too. Oof. It's a lot of burst damage coming out from this Tiny right now.
Yeah. Turns out, I mean, that was the Shadow Blade reveal, so Weaver
No,
getting
it was
a little
revealed earlier.
No, he had just picked it up.
I'm pretty sure he had it over in mid, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, they're going to be able to get the kill on Puck over in the mid lane. I believe he had the Shadow Blade over in mid, and then he threw it, unless he had gotten an invis possibly, but that's how he got the sneak up and was able to...
Yeah, he must have had an invis, because he had a Shadow Amulet on...
Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe he hit that and just...
And just sit there, yeah. Because he got the Shadow Blade and a Clarity delivered out to him on the courier right after that triple kill.
Nothing like treating yourself to a nice ice cold clarity after you've done a big fight, right?
Absolutely.
The turn back around. Oh, the Shadow Fiend is just big and scary here. KingRD gonna run himself back here. Weaver chasing after. He bought back into the game. He's not ready to let this go. It looks like we're gonna probably lose this Clockwork. He grabs the cogs though over onto Weaver. Is this gonna be a dieback on him? It's looking like the case. Still is gonna be able to keep the paiN as well. And in comes the rest of the cavalry. Tomato is here with the Abaddon. They get the kill over on the DK. So only Puck, last man standing on the side of the Radiant.
That was, I think he got a little frustrated there with his death, because he was mid time-lapse animation when he died. So he buys back, pops the time-lapse, wants to rejoin the fight, chase down the Shadow Fiend, but ultimately dies back. And really nicely played from paiN Gaming there to like be very patient. They sacrifice the Clockwork, but most importantly, they keep Leo Style alive. And now you have this Tiny running around with a Shadow Blade who's got a scary amount of burst damage. He's gone for the old school max Avatos build. Shadow Fiend is hitting very hard with the triple raise. He's going to go for the Manta Style to get rid of the Corrosive Haze. And Weaver with that dieback has set himself, you know, kind of far behind.
Yeah, it's about 2k behind now in terms of net worth. But we'll be able to get the denial over on the mid tower. Abaddon running very forward. Isn't too afraid of what's going on here. Has the Bane standing nearby, maybe trying to bait just a little bit. Tiny does find himself a Slardar. Slardar immediately hits the sprint button. Doesn't want to be anywhere near that. They do get the Nightmare though over here onto the DK. Just gonna do a little bit of harass. They do see this giant rock running towards them with the Shadow Blade in his tree. So hookshot comes in though. We'll be able to avalanche immediately over onto Puck, toss him up into the air, and there was a little fairy dragon there, but he is gone now. He is back to a better place, hopefully. Hex coming out, nice Nightmare gonna get thrown over onto Legend. They still want to get this kill. They'll actually toss KingRD right at him, let him tank that tower.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He's got the metal Clockwork suit, right?
Right,
He's
yeah.
tanky.
Yeah, look at this guy. This guy is solid. No problem.
Oh, this is the Red Baron Clockwork set too. I really like this set.
And they're trying to go for Roche here because they're letting this tier 2 go. Abaddon already TPing in, as is the Clockwork. They need to be so careful. Looks like they're going to back off, though. They don't want to keep going knowing that there are people missing from the bot lane. I think that's very, very smart. Fusel Blade is completed over on the Weaver.
Yeah, he's had that for a little bit, but that's the most recent item he's picked up. He's going for the Dragonlance now. Maybe you could thinking about grabbing something like the Hurricane Pike for some mobility, but the Tiny has just about his full S&Y completed. Shadow Fiend has the Rapier queued up.
I'm hoping they're just memeing on that. Although they use the Dream Coil here in the top lane. Nice hookshot coming in, though, from KingRD. Does manage to grab 2 different heroes. In comes Leo Style. He's like, oh, yeah, this is my time. Immediately uses that Requiem of Souls. Gets himself a kill over onto the Puck. Weaver running for his life now. Does have the time lapse if needed. Will use that rocket. Find him as he runs himself back into the trees. I think they're going to lose vision on him this time, though. And does not have a TP, though. Oh, he's going to run right into KingRD. He hides himself back into the trees. They know there's someone there, but they just don't know where he is. Rocket does connect over onto him.
He's just like, he's tried to leave these trees so many times, but does
he's just
finally
lucky they
make
didn't have dust, because there are a couple times that he ran like right next to them, and if they're listening, they probably...
Yeah, he was being very careful not to run into them and do damage, because then he absolutely would have been revealed. But
yes,
good tiny clicking patterns, making sure that he is able to escape there. I'm really hoping this Shadow Fiend is memeing with this Rapier purchase. It does make me curious.
I mean, it'll make the game a lot more exciting if he gets a Rapier and then somehow manages to lose it, right? Maybe they like a challenge.
If this Weaver gets a Rapier, this game turns right back around. Because at that point, he just buys BKB, and I don't know how they kill him.
Well, what does Jarp say? The LatAm admin says, you know, you're entering the SA zone where anything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible. Just if you can dream it, it'll probably happen somewhere in some hub here.
This is a pretty scary Tiny, though, and he's hunting. He's looking for this Weaver. He's over there doing some casual farming. Does not have dust on him though, so Weaver should be able to just get himself away. Although Clockwork has brought the dust. They know that someone recently was near that shrine here and doing some hunting. Oh, there he is. He's just going to barely manage to get himself away in the nick of time.
I kind of hoped that King RD would go for the blind hook shot there, but they're going to just go for the safer kill
this
instead.
This is going to be a very dead Slardar. Yep. Does get the Slithering Crush off, and there's the cogs, but doesn't matter. Tomato's godlike.
He's also on a huge killing spree.
Oh yeah, he's 9-1-7 right now. They're going to go right into that Roche pit, and there's really nothing that the Radiant can do about this. They're just very far behind. They don't have everybody up. Things are looking really good right now for paiN Gaming.
Okay, so Leostyle has actually decided to step down off of his meme stand and is instead going for the Scythe of Ice, which I really like because they have two super mobile cores that they've had kind of difficulty killing. You grab the Scythe of Ice and...
Legend, you're going to pay for those wards! Does manage to get the Hex off, but doesn't matter. This tower going to help out quite a bit. And Puck will follow up, though. King RD, that snap on the Dream Coil going to do a lot of damage to him. Immediately following up here with the Weaver. But Shadow Fiend coming back around. They're kind of going in one at a time. It's a little bit scary here, especially with those wards. Fiend Script gets used, though, over onto Puck. He's going to be eliminated. And they've got their eyes over here onto the Weaver, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to grab him quite yet. So they'll just turn around, farm up these wards. And unfortunately for the side of Showtime, they're not even going to get the tower. Although they do get a couple kills. Jump over onto mid here. Looks like Affix might be in a bit of trouble. Although, how the tables are turned, it looks like Abaddon now in for a world of hurt. Although Tomato's standing nearby. He's waiting. We'll be able to get some nice cleave damage. Throws up that Shadow Dominant into the air. Double kill for him. And still, though, they'll lose the Abaddon.
2-for-1 trade, and you could maybe kill
Shadow
the Weaver
Fiend.
here.
Nope, looks like they just tossed the Bane. Sorry.
Yeah, he didn't have the Fiend Script because they used it on the Puck, so... Man, Leostyle cannot make up his mind. He's got the Scotty queued up now. I actually think I like the Scythe better. You just lock down the Weaver. He doesn't have a Lincoln Sphere. He's not building a Lincoln Sphere. You just pop that on him. You have all of the chain stun and all of the follow-up that you could possibly need for a squishy hero. You have Hookshot. You've got the Tiny Toss, the Ava combo. I think the Scythe would be better, but I mean, he's going to be super tanky and hard to deal with now, so...
I mean, he's got a lot of freedom in what he wants to do here. And he's obviously been owning it on the Shadow Fiend right now, so... I'm sure he has an idea of what he wants to do. We do lose Duster, though, here in the bottom lane. He's going to get taken down by the Puck with a little help from the DK.
Puck trying to get her Yules right now will greatly help out with her survivability, as well as being able to...
Yeah, he's standing nearby. He was in Viz this whole time. Finds himself in a Abaddon. He does have his ultimate up again. He's got drums if he needs to pop it. But we'll just go ahead, throw out the Aphotic Shield. We should probably go for the denial on this tower soon. It's getting kind of low. A bit of a fight going on. Hookshot comes in from King RD. These two are like the unstoppable duo of this game.
Yeah. And now Tiny has a Crystallis, probably moving to the Bloodthorn. Daedalus would be kind of nice, but I think Bloodthorn is better. Just again, they just have such mobile cores on Showtime that if you grab that Bloodthorn, you shut down a lot of that early mobility. And now there's a Scotty online for Leostyle.
Although DK, he's trying to creep around here. Puck finds himself between two different cores, trying to burst down Shadow Fiend. Might actually be able to do it. That was... Whoa, they pop the Aegis. They do get the Ward Trap here on Tomato. He's going to be able to just get himself away. Nice cogs coming out from King RD. Will buy them a little bit more space, walk themselves away from these wards, and regroup with some of the team here. They don't have the Abaddon just yet.
Yeah, and Yafit still doesn't have that Blink Dagger. It's making these 8 engagements really awkward because it's pretty much like just the Puck that could go in, and then Slardar's got to try and like sprint in, catch up, and hope that he can get the stun off in time.
I mean, he's getting closer and closer to it, though. Just needs another, like, what, 50 gold here?
Yeah, he's farming it now. He's like, all right, this is it. I'm just going to go farm it. I'm tired of these people running away. But Tomato, on the flip side, on that Tiny, has 40% bonus status resistance. He's up to like 77% or something like that. It's ridiculous amount.
I mean, he's terrifying right now. 11, 1, and 8. He's got second highest net worth. He can easily burst down a Weaver if he finds them. Like, that's really scary when you don't have the freedom to move around your own map because you're constantly afraid, oh, is there a Tiny here? Do you see a hook shot, though, over in the mid lane? Looks like they found themselves a Dragon Knight, and he's trying his best to get away, but it's just not going to be enough here. Too much damage coming out from, again, Leo style on this Shadow Fiend. Looks like Tomato finds himself yet another kill over here. He's still got his eyes over here onto the Weaver. Is going to be forced to move himself back a little bit. Follow-up is coming in here. King RD standing nearby just in case he needs those cogs, and we'll be able to use a Spirit Vessel charge over on Tomato, heal him back up.
The biggest problem for Tiny is going to be the mana drain there. He's completely out. One clarity I don't think is going to heal him back up. And a couple of hits from FY here will be more than enough to just completely neuter this Tiny's mana. That mana drain talent at 10 is just crazy.
As long as he can hit things, right? Right now, they're just focused on hitting stuff in the base. Nice crush coming out, though, with that Blink Dagger reveal from the Slider. They'll turn themselves back around. They've got the Hex over onto the Abaddon. He has no mana right now. We'll go ahead and have to pop that one. They get the Nightmare off, though, over onto Clapper by a little bit more time. Triple Dream Coil coming out, though, and they're able to just obliterate the Shadow Shaman. They turn themselves back around. They had a nice Dream Coil, but there was just no follow-up. And they'll go right back to hitting this tower. Oh, Puck! That cleave damage! Ooh, that was pretty scary. Abaddon goes ahead. He pops that ultimate, and we've got all of these hits coming out from the Weaver. They might actually lose King RD here, and yeah, that's going to be a very dead clockwork. Puck's still going forward. Might find himself Duster. Duster's got the aphotic shield on him. They're still hunting. Yafets does find Jinx forward. BKB coming out from paiN, though. paiN has a BKB Forge. Holy cow.
Yeah, I just realized that. I clicked on him and I'm like, when the heck did he get a BKB? Like, he is more farmed than both of the Radiant supports combined. That's not a great
That's a wealthy
sign.
paiN.
Yeah. I mean, he rushed it, too. He got Arcanes, Windlace, and then just straight up was like, all right, guys, I'm buying a BKB so I can just Fiend's Grip whoever I want. And unless they get a Lucky Bash from Slardar, they can't do anything about it.
I'm actually a little surprised that he didn't opt to go for something like a Blink Dagger, just for a little bit more mobility, but I suppose when you've got Tomato constantly throwing you, or throwing people back to you, I guess it's not really that high on the priority list.
Yeah, I mean, why get a Blink Dagger when you can just have...
Just get chucked by your core?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sun's out, guns out, Moxie.
Oh boy, and here comes Tomato. Just punches away and squashes this little bug. There's the Hex coming out, though. They're going to try to go for the Ward Trap. It's a pretty big crush coming out here. Tomato now in a lot of trouble. I don't think he's going to be able to get himself out of this scrape. The Yule's coming out over onto paiN. Duster in a little bit of trouble. He goes ahead, he uses the Nightmare, tries to buy himself some more time, but he still will get taken down here. And it looks like King RD was trying to go and help out, push away with these cogs. Not going to quite be able to. Leo style turning back around. He's got his eyes over onto this Weaver. Abaddon trying to get himself over onto the high ground. And there's the jump forward again coming out from the Puck. Silence coming out with the Waning Rift. Will turn around. Yafet's trying to run himself away. Will be able to get the kill, though, and they're turning around. They've got their eyes over onto the Puck. Cogs coming out as well. This poor Dragon Knight is just so slow, just crawling himself away from this whole situation. Not going to be able to. And it looks like now the rest of the side of the Radiant just going to try to flee. We'll grab that.
That was a buyback coming out from the Weaver, though.
Weaver likes to buy back, we've discovered. Casual Rays coming out over here. Not going to be able to quite grab Weaver.
I mean, they can just go back to sieging high ground, though. The T3s are gone. They can just pressure the barracks now.
Yeah, Hex coming out here from the Shadow Shaman. You really can't do much, though. You definitely don't want to be trying to hold on to one of these guys right now. So pretty sure you're going to get taken down. Although they go ahead, they pop the ultimate. They'll try to get that Spectrum of Souls off. Not going to be able to. King RD, though, he's back. He's got his cogs. He's ready to go. They've got their eyes on the Shadow Shaman. We'll be able to nuke him down. Can they get the kill on the Weaver? They'll be able to find that blood. Puck jumping forward yet again. The silence, though. Coming out, and he will be able to dodge himself back. Yeah, Aphotic Shield is so good with this hero. They'll go right back into the base. They've got King RD here to provide them with the backup. We'll be able to throw out to some casual Rocket players, keeping an eye out for everyone. Puck jumping again, right into the middle, but they just don't have the damage right now. It's trying to be as annoying as possible. The rotation going down here, the Spirit Vessel charge really helping out Leo style, keeping him alive. They do have a gem as well. They'll jump forward. They've got their eyes again over onto Slardar. Tavo, he's not quite ready to give up here. Will get Yule's up into the air. Maybe move himself back. Throws out the Aphotic Shield. Just a lot of ridiculous movement coming around. DK is back up and running, though. They're looking. Duster, although going to be able to grab Puck, does get canceled out from the Fiend script. There's immediately the hook shot in. We'll be able to grab two different people. Now Shadow Shaman, he's holding on over side of the cogs. Does manage to buy a little bit more time, but they'll still lose that Slardar looks like the puck's in trouble. DK also just frantically trying to move himself back. Puck might be able to get himself away here, still giving chase. They really want to get this kill, and they will be able to toss someone over onto the Dragon Knight, take him down. They get the Dire Courier kill that's got part of a butterfly, but the GG gets called. paiN Gaming gonna be advancing in the closed qualifiers for South America ESL Katowice 2018.
I mean, the Tiny just got off to such a great start, and his skill build was perfect, right? His only goal in this whole game was just run around and kill the Weaver. So he just goes around, gets an early Shadow Blade, Avatos. You know, every once in a while he brings the Bane with him just for a little bit of extra lockdown. And the Weaver just had such a rough mid game. His early game was fine, but once the Tiny was roaming around, had very tough time itemizing properly.
All right, guys, that concludes this series. paiN Gaming versus. My gosh, my brain is just totally going out here on me. paiN Gaming versus Showtime. I keep wanting to say T-Show because that's another team in this tournament. But GG going out to Showtime. They made it through opens, and unfortunately this ends their going through the bracket. paiN Gaming going to advance. We have plenty more South American Dota today. We started off really, really early this morning. The next game coming up is at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be Team South, which has been kind of a dark horse in this tournament, versus the very powerful behemoth known as SG Esports. So make sure that you come back. I believe that's in about an hour here. Should be an amazing game, especially seeing how Team South has just been really just rolling people, and they're pretty much unknown. They actually rolled Gorillaz-Pride yesterday. So definitely stick around. This has been Moxie Cass and Forge Dota. We will see you hopefully in an hour.